Okay, so someone emailed me and wanted me to go over one of the homework questions with you guys, just how to set it up, and said that the lesson wasn't very good. So I'll go over one of these with you, and that way you can kind of see how you do this. This is your homework worksheet. So you have $5,000 at 10% for 5 years, and you're going to be compounding, and it says compound annually versus compound quarterly. So here's your formula. This is the formula that I use. The book uses one a little bit different. They call this M and they call this N. So your $5,000 is your P. Your R is 10%, so that would be 0.10. Remember, you take 10 and you move your decimal 2 places to the left. And for the first one, we're compounding annually, which means it's 1. So that one will go up here, and we're doing it for 5 years. Okay. When you plug this in the calculator, you need to do this one first, then you add the 1, then you're going to do it to this power, and then the last thing you'll do is multiply. Okay, so when you plug in the calculator, you'll end up with 1.10, and you can either use this button on your calculator, or if you're using your phone, it'll be X to the Y button, and that means to the power. And then we know 1 times 5 is 5, and then you'll multiply it by 5,000. And for the first one, for annually, you'll end up with 8,052.55. Okay? All right, then we're going to do it again. But this time we're doing it quarterly. And quarterly is 4 times a year. So 4 will go on the bottom. And then here would be 4 times 5. Okay? So you'll do this first, then you'll add the 1, then this is the same thing as 4 times 5 is 20. So you'll do it to the 20th power, and then you'll multiply by 5,000. And when you plug all this in the calculator, you should get 8,193.08. Okay? And so for each of those questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're doing 2 things. So obviously, you're going to get more money out of if you're compounding it quarterly. So each of them you're going to do 2. 4, 5, and 6 you're comparing it annually versus daily. Daily would be how many days in a year, which is 365 days in a year. And then at the bottom you're just filling out the period rate, which is your R over N. So it's your rate divided by how many times it's compounded. The number of periods is this number, which is your N times T. The total amount is your A. And then the total amount of interest earned. If you actually wanted to find the amount of interest, you would take the total amount and subtract it from the amount that you started with. All right, hope this helps a little bit. Please email me with any other questions.